All right, we're back up to the bus. It having been the holidays, I actually have no idea where I left off. It's been a couple of weeks since I've been up here, just under. So, I guess we'll start by taking a look, figuring out what's up with the bus, and then we'll make a plan. So let's see here. Doesn't look too wet in here. So that got wet. That always gets wet because it's right underneath this edge, so that's fine. Does not look like the hammer form got damaged. And the rest of this isn't looking too bad. The pile of steel fell down. And it's wet back here. But not too much came through. Okay. A lot of wetness up there. That's interesting. That would be condensation. So whenever people talk about there being condensation on a bus, I don't know if you guys can see this. So that's just because there's probably snow up there, and the air inside the bus got warmer than the metal that probably has snow on top of it. Now imagine that you're heating the bus and exhaling in here all the time, and that's getting cold. That is the condensation inside of a vehicle problem well illustrated. I don't have anything intelligent to say about the condensation problem yet, but that's a pretty good illustration of it. All right, so Beatrix does not seem much worse for the wear. I will fire her up in a minute, and then I think what I might do is actually practice on this thing, which has a little bit of that waviness on it. This is the piece that I'm not using on the bus. I got a comment. Well, probably be 3 videos ago for you all, but for me it was yesterday. I got a comment saying, talking about using a metal shrinker or stretcher, and I'd thought about it and never done it. But another Google search said that Harbor Freight sells one. I mean, a good one costs money, but Harbor Freight sells one for 160. Sells a set for $160. They're probably not that good, but it's worth a shot. So I picked up. That's actually heavy. I picked up this thing. I'm gonna set it up real quick, and I'm gonna see if I can take some of that ripple out of that top part of the metal. And if I can, I'll take down those other pieces, which are just, they're not, the pieces that are up there right now are just stuck there. They're not fastened in any way. But I'll try doing the same thing with them if I can clean up this piece. Probably unbox this off camera, and then I will bring it back for trying to figure out how this thing works. So, for a Harbor Freight piece of gear, there was surprisingly little time spent trying to figure out what they were thinking. I only unboxed the shrinker because that's all I need right now. Put metal in there. There are jaws that close down and kind of push together a little bit at the very end. Setup was super simple. There's only basically 2 grub screws. This one holds the handle in. This one I think keeps you from bottoming it out too bad. The overall piece is not too bad, although I do think rust just fell out of it. Yeah, so it's rusted a little bit on the inside. But other than that, it's fine. Pretty solid piece of metal work here. I think it looks milled. I don't think it's welded. But it's painted, so I can't tell. Let's see how it works. Tilt down a little bit here. The one thing that might come up is that I have kind of too much of a flange here, but the bottom part was taken care of reasonably well by the bottom part was taken care of reasonably well I saw online that people tend to use tend to make stands for these, and I can totally get why. Let's see here. That was good for it. So it's a very quick first approximation that did flatten it out a little bit. I don't know if it's flattening it out because I'm using it like a metal shrinker, or if it's flattened out because I'm using it like a giant pair of pliers. Really could be either. I don't know if you can see it, but there is definitely a line here where I think I've actually started to overdo it and bring it back this way a little bit. There's a line, you know, right in 3/4 of an inch in. But this is less wavy than it was before. It's not perfect, and I'm not going to take the time to make it perfect. But it did something. So it's probably worth taking a little bit of time with it. Okay, so I am thinking that today I need to what do I need to do? I think today I'm going to take this thing out. But before I do that, I'm going to mark the overlaps as best I can. And then we might look at cleaning up these flanges up here, since we can do that now, especially over here where it's kind of crazy. I don't know that I can clean these up anymore, but I'll have it for the front. And then I think we might see about clecoing these all together, if I can. So I have one piece that I could look at maybe tomorrow morning, because it's a little late today. Maybe tomorrow morning I open up the bus and I actually try to get this thing fitted in sort of its final place. I might even try to maybe just start with, you know, Sikaflex and screws rather than rivets, just to get this thing put together. Alright, I'm going to pause this for a second. I'm just going to break these out of the bus because it's not that interesting. Oh, actually, wait, before I do that, I am going to mark them if I can. Let's find out. Alright, so I'm going to mark up here real quick. I don't know if any of you watch Tested with Adam Savage. He recommended a year or so ago about these Pico markers. They come with a little sheath on them that is sort of cool because it sits in your pocket nicely. They come looking like this. This part can stay in your pocket. But they have that really long nose. Picked up a couple of these. I think I'm liking them. My concern, however, is that that may not be the most accurate line in the world anymore, because I did, you know, it's not like I had this on a marker or anything there, but it's a decent start. I am slightly resigned to the fact that this is going to be... I am slightly resigned to the fact that this is going to be a bit of a work in progress as we go. Alright. Get the steel that fell over. That's always fun. Can mark up here. Boy, this does not want to work well here. Okay. And then that is probably here. Huh. Maybe I don't like it so much. I don't really leave a mark anymore. Could be that the steel is slightly... No, that steel's not really that wet. I don't know what's going on. Alright. This piece probably isn't in the right place anyways. So maybe I do these 3, and then I work this one. It's going to be interesting. Shim. Alright, so maybe it's just that, maybe it's just smashing it together, but boy, that is still a lot nicer than it was. Can't fault it for that. This piece right here, I think I might be a little too far gone on. I might have to smash that in a little bit, then try to flatten it. Same here. But all told, that's a lot better. Probably bust out the stretcher and try to get this part a little flatter too. I'll do that later. I think right now, actually, what I want to do is change tacks. Well, let's find out if Beatrix still loves me. Shall we? It has been almost 2 weeks since last we tried turning Beatrix on. Let's find out, shall we? I'm not starting it quite yet. I just want to see what the battery says it has in it. 11.9. Let's see if she goes. Almost, almost. Oh, yeah, baby. She's a good girl. Still loves me. Air tanks are empty, though. Not surprising. It's been 2 weeks. This Max is called a metal shrinker.
Okay.